Good evening, everyone. It is 5:01 PM and I call this public meeting to order. I want to thank everyone who is joining us this evening. If you want to make a public comment on the items listed under the closed session agenda, please listen carefully to the directions provided by the clerk at the opening of each item. Ms. Martinez?
Public hearing for visitors who wish to address the board on closed session items. 15 minutes of this portion of the meeting are reserved for members of the public to address the board on closed session items. Speakers seeking to comment on other items are requested to make those comments during the public comment portion of the meeting at 6:30 PM. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. The school board is prohibited by law from taking action on matters discussed that are not on the agenda, and no adverse conclusions should be drawn if the school board does not respond to public comment at this time. If you wish to address the board on an item included in this section of the agenda, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining us remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. We will allow speakers from the audience to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. President Salazar, we do not have any participants who wish to address the board at this time.
Thank you, Mrs. Martinez. Seeing none, hearing none, I close this public hearing and I adjourn to closed session to discuss items 1A through 1D. The board will reconvene at the conclusion of the closed session. Evening, everyone. It is 6:46 PM and we call this regular meeting to order. Welcome to tonight's board meeting. I want to welcome the media and everyone joining us in person and via Zoom. We ask those joining us this evening to please silence any electronic devices and if not linked to this meeting. If you would like to make a public comment, please listen carefully to the directions provided by the clerk at the opening of each public comment period. Superintendent Lyle.
President Salazar, Kirk Mendoza, members of the board, staff, and general public, I'd like to remind everyone of our vision and our mission this evening. Our vision states that Madera Unified will set the standard for hard work, creativity, and resiliency with a fearless drive to continuously improve. And our mission states that we're committed to creating and sustaining a culture enabling Madera Unified students to experience an unparalleled educational journey that is intellectually, socially, and personally transformative. That's the nature of our business this evening.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Roll call, Mrs. Martinez, please call the roll.
Trustee Campos Gutierrez.
Here.
Trustee Cervantes Hernandez.
Here.
Trustee Ahmad.
Here.
Trustee Cortez.
Here.
Trustee Dybert.
Here.
Trustee Fleek.
Here.
Trustee Seibert.
Here.
Clerk Mendoza.
Here.
President Salazar.
Here. Thank you, Mrs. Martinez. Trustee Seibert, would you please lead us in the flag salute?
United States.
Thank you, Trustee Seibert. Tonight's scheduled invocation will be provided by Pastor Simi Neely of Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church of Madera. I invite Pastor Neely to the podium.
All right, thank you. Let us bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you for this blessed day, Lord. Thank you for bringing us together, Lord. And I ask you that you touch our board members, Lord, that you guide them and lead them. Touch our students, Lord. Keep them on the right path. Keep them out of trouble, Lord. Put a protective hedge around them, Lord. Protect our teachers too, Lord, and guide them and lead them and give them the strength to carry on their daily duties. Lord, I just want to thank you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Neely. Closed session, reportable action, Superintendent Lyle.
President Salazar, Kirk Mendoza, we have no items to report this evening.
Thank you, Superintendent. Adoption of the agenda, Mrs. Martinez.
Action to add or delete items from any portion of the agenda or to discuss any consent agenda items must be taken prior to the adoption of the agenda, Board Bylaw 9323.2.
Superintendent Lyle, does the staff have items to add or remove from the agenda?
We have none this evening.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Trustees, do you have any items to add or delete from the agenda? Trustee Campos Gutierrez,
No.
trustee Cervantes Gutierrez,
No.
trustee Ahmad,
No.
trustee Cortez,
No.
trustee Dybert,
No,
trustee Fleek,
none, thank you.
trustee Seibert,
No.
clerk Mendoza,
No.
and none for myself, President Salazar. Trustees, do I have a motion and a second to adopt the agenda as presented? Please state your name when making the motion and second the motion.
Clerk Mendoza, I move to adopt, approve the, or motion to approve the agenda as it's presented.
Thank you.
Trustee Dybert, I second.
Thank you. It has been moved by Clerk Mendoza and second by trustee Dybert to adopt the agenda as presented. Mrs. Martinez, please pull the board for the record.
Trustee Campos Gutierrez,
Yes.
trustee Cervantes Gutierrez,
Yes.
trustee Ahmad,
Yes.
trustee Cortez,
Yes.
trustee Dybert,
Yes.
trustee Fleek,
Yes.
trustee Seibert,
Yes.
clerk Mendoza,
Yes.
President Salazar.
Yes.
President Salazar counted 9 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, and 0 absence. 2 of the votes are preferential.
Thank you, Mrs. Martinez. Communications, student and staff recognition, the Madera minutes. Superintendent Lyle.
President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, we have for you a video of all of our highlights from the last couple of weeks, and there have been a lot of activities, especially now that we're getting into homecoming season.
We start this Madera Minutes with great news. James Monroe Elementary Principal Leonard Perez was named Administrator of the Year by the Madera County Excellence in Education. In his 2 decades of dedicated service to Madera Unified, Perez has inspired students and staff, setting a strong foundation for future success. MUSD congratulates other districts' nominees, MUSD Head Custodian Brian Bennett, who was nominated for School Employee of the Year, and John Adams Elementary teacher Jamie Dorado, who was nominated Teacher of the Year. Madera Unified welcomed new staff during the district Student Champion course at Torres High School. The course is designed to help employees build their individual and collective capacities and become student champions. More than 500 parents and students attended the 8th Annual Parent and Community Engagement Conference at Matilda Torres High School. The hybrid event, organized by MUSD's Community Service and Parent Resource Centers and parent volunteers, featured keynote speakers, workshops, and a resource fair. Students from various CTE departments within the district were actively involved in crafting a memorable experience for parents. And for the first time, several parents were recognized for their commitment and participation in decision-making committees. Migrant education program students visited Madera Community College to learn about future careers. College representatives also spoke to them about what it takes to become a mountain lion. And it was an early morning for James Monroe Elementary students and staff as they participated in the traditional Walk to School Day event, a day to celebrate walking and bicycling to school and to promote safer routes for students. In other things, MUSD students participated in the annual Old Timers Parade, where Madera, Madera South, and Torres High School showcased their school spirit. Additionally, bands from various middle schools collaborated with their associated high schools to represent the district. And on the same topic, Madera High School brought the community together during its annual homecoming parade. The event featured performances and decorated vehicles that traveled through Howard Road. This year's theme was Coyotes Around the World, which added a global touch. Congratulations to this year's Madera High School's homecoming royalty winners, Abigail Romero Lopez and Nicholas Sanchez.
Thank you, Superintendent. Item number 6B, public hearing for visitors who wish to speak on a subject not on the board agenda. Mrs. Martinez?
15 minutes of this portion of the meeting are reserved for members of the public to address the board on items not listed on the agenda and within the jurisdiction of the school board. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. If the subject is an item on the agenda, the board president has the option of asking the speaker to hold the comment until that item is called. Comments on items listed as a public hearing on the agenda should be held until the hearing is open. The school board is prohibited by law from taking action on matters discussed that are not on the agenda. And no conclusion should be drawn if the school board does not respond to public comment at this time. If you wish to address the board on an item not on the board agenda, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. President Salazar, we do not have any participants who wish to address the board at this time.
In public, we do.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
Hi, good evening. My name is Lynette Cortez Howden, and I am a lifelong Madera resident and a proud product of Madera Unified School District. Both my husband and I have deep roots here in Madera, and we are proud to be raising our 3 kids here. We are particularly excited that our firstborn has begun her own Madera Unified School District journey this year. I'm also a math instructor at Madera Community College. I hold a leadership role with the faculty members there. However, I won't share that title today because I'm not here on behalf of the MCC faculty. I am here as a resident of Madera and a parent of a MUSD student representing only myself. For those who may be unfamiliar, MCC is part of the State Center Community College District, which also includes Fresno City College, Reedley College, and Clovis Community College. Their board meets once a month, and on October 1st, that meeting was held at the Madera Community College campus. I wish to express my disappointment that Superintendent Todd Lyle gave a public comment at that meeting disparaging the faculty of MCC and all educators in Madera by stating that we are, quote, addicted to the status quo. It's disheartening to learn that the superintendent has such low regard for educators. The only people whom the superintendent praised that night was the MCC college administration, specifically the college president, but he did so by dragging the faculty through the mud, and that's not a great sign of a leader. It's also not how you treat your community partners. I ask that Superintendent Lyle refrain from making public statements, especially those that are disparaging in nature, without a proper discussion or directive from its constituents. When you present yourself as superintendent, you are representing yourself as a speaker of our district, representing our students, the parents, the teachers, and more. And I'm certain many in this group would disagree with the choice of words that night. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any others, Mrs. Martinez?
Sorry, none at this time, President Salazar.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez. Seeing or hearing no one else come from the public hearing, moving on to item number 6C, public hearing. I would like to inform the public that the public hearing listed in this section is for an item included under new business. The public will have another opportunity to comment on that item when it is discussed later in the meeting under new business. Item number 13C2. Public hearing adoption of 2024 initial proposals of the Madera Unified School District to the Madera Unified Teacher Association, MUDA, for initial contract negotiations. It is 6:58 p.m. and I open this public hearing. Mrs. Martinez.
If you wish to address the board on an item included in this section of the agenda, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to, oh, I'm sorry, I lost my place. I'm sorry. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they appear on our screen. Comments provided in writing will be read after the live comments. President Salazar, we do not have any participants who wish to address the board at this time, and we do not have any comments submitted in writing.
Thank you, Mrs. Martinez. Seeing and hearing no one, I close the public hearing at 6:59 PM. Student Board Representative Report, Eric Cortez at Madera High School and Leela Reps of Torres High School. I invite Eric Cortez to present the Madera High School Student Board Representative Report.
Good evening, Board President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, Superintendent Lyle, Board of Trustees, and members of the community. I'm here to present the Coyote column. For the Stadium Road Showdown Governor's Game, our football team has been on a 5-game win streak and is 1-0 to start league. This year, we've been fortunate enough to keep the Stadium Road Saw home and win back the governor's hat. Next. FCCLA officers attended the chapter officer leadership training in Visalia on September 25th. They were trained by region officers and did team building activities, expanding their leadership skills. Next. This year's homecoming theme was Coyote Around the World. On Wednesday of homecoming week, we held our annual HOCO rally, where we played games, class competitions, and featured our staff royalty and performances by our cheer and varsity football teams. We always have fun with the varsity football team. All right, next. Homecoming parade. On Friday morning, nearly 3 dozen floats, the marching band, football teams, cheerleaders, and homecoming court were all on display for the community of Madera as we held our annual parade down Howard Road. First place for the class division went to the juniors with an Egyptian themed float. The club division went to HOSA, led by Coach A, and last but not least, the Blue Pyramid winner was Madison Elementary with their elegant Festival of Flowers in Spain themed float. Congratulations to all of them. Next. We carried the momentum into our homecoming game against Edison with a decisive 59-20 win. At halftime, we crowned our royalty, Abby Romero Lopez and Nicholas Sanchez. We concluded by singing the Alma Mater, led by our Coyote band. A special thanks to the Madera Unified personnel and the Board of Trustees for all of your support in making the Coyote Homecoming another memorable event for our town. Next, Coyote Theater. Can you click it? Just one. Thank you. This year, our Theaters Arts 2 and our Theater Tech classes directed, choreographed, and performed Disney's Frozen Kids, a 30-minute adaptation of Broadway show/movie Frozen. Our Blue Pyramid schools could not stop raving about the play. This past week, Coyote Drama joined South and Torres on a trip to, it's fine. On a trip to Ashland, Oregon, where they attended the largest Shakespeare festival in the nation. At this event, students got the chance to watch professional plays, tour tech shops, and meet actors. Next. CATA Area C. Yesterday, for the first time in Madera's history, our 3 high schools hosted the annual CATA/Castle Student Leadership Conference for the Central Valley. We had over 2,000 students attend. We hosted keynote speakers, attended workshops, and networked with leaders across the valley. 2 students from Madera and Torres ASB were also selected to present their ideas as a special Meet the Pros roundtable. A special shout out to Mr. Lopez, Mr. Cummings, and Mr. Speed for talking to the lead to host this year's Central Valley Leadership Conference. Next. Hispanic Heritage Month. This past month, we celebrated our Hispanic heritage with music, games, and cultural celebrations. Our wonderful Mexican American Club hosted activities during lunch such as paper flag making, dance lessons, and special performances. Right. Mexican Independence. Our Mexican Independence celebration was highlighted by the Folklorico class dance performance. It was really nice. Jogathons. Our Coyote mascot, cheerleaders, and cross-country members attended the jogathons at John Adam and Madison Elementary Schools. They had a great time super supporting our future Coyotes as they raised money for their schools. And that would be all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cortez. And now I invite Leila Webster to present the Torres High School Student Board Representative Report.
Good evening, Madera Unified School District, Board President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, Superintendent Lyle, and members of the board. I'm Leila Webster here with the Toro Report. We kicked off the year with This Is Our House Week, leading up to our first home football game at Torres Stadium. The week included Spirit Days, our annual Club Rush, our rivalry game against Madera High. We also introduced a new staff tradition of hosting a rivalry wiffle ball game where staff from Madera High and Torres High went head-to-head in a friendly competition. Although we weren't victorious in wiffle ball or football that week, we definitely won the spirit competition, our bullpen coming out strong to both events, bringing the spirit and cheering on our teams until the very end. In honor of Suicide Prevention and Awareness Month, we hosted our first annual Mental Health Awareness Week, which featured daily lunchtime activities from different programs on campus. The week came together with our annual mental health resource fair hosted by MUSC Health and Wellness Department and our community partners. We look forward to building on this week of activities in the future as we work to support our students' mental health and wellness. In honor of Hispanic Heritage Month, we hosted a week of activities to celebrate a Hispanic culture. The week featured performances from our very own Miss Reyes Murillo, Mariachi Torres, and student band Astillo Coronado, as well as lunchtime activities hosted by ASB and our Latinx and Chicanos Unidos Cultures Club. We love having the opportunity to celebrate diversity at Torres High School. This year at THS Library has creating a safe space for students by hosting weekly activities and events to encourage students to read, connect, and celebrate both music and history. Just recently, they introduced a performance series, Notes from the Library, where our guitar students will perform popular songs for students in attendance. Additionally, the library has introduced reading rewards programs, board game and puzzle days, and even share book recommendations via their social media accounts. It is amazing to see our program expand under the leadership of Mrs. V, our new librarian. We introduced a new event this year to celebrate our fall sports teams. We hosted the first annual night rally, Let's Go Toros, in mid-September in the Torres High School Stadium. The event featured performances by our ASB leadership class and flag football team, as well as games, giveaways, and a powder toss. We even had a dance battle with 2 of our coaches. It was a great night celebrating our fall sports teams and encouraging them to finish the season strong. We are already planning on how to take this event to the next level in the future. September 6th was a historic day for Torres High School athletics. We kicked off the day with a televised 8 a.m. rally in the stadium with our friends at Friday Night Rivals, followed by our stadium ribbon cutting, marking the opening of our beautiful new facility. That night, we hosted a televised game versus Washington Union, as well as our annual Little Toro Youth Cheer Night. There is nothing better than Friday night lights at Toro Nation. Just yesterday, we hosted the California Association of Student Activities Area C Student Leadership Conference. 2,500 student leaders and advisors from all over the Central Valley came to Madera for a day of learning, fellowship, and inspiration to challenge them to grow as servant leaders and to help them understand the importance of giving back to their school community. Torres High School was in full force at this year's Old Timers Parade. Our cheer, dance, and band participated. We loved having the opportunity to support the Madera community. Just last week, Taurus ASB and Cheer had the opportunity to volunteer at Brenda's annual Jogathon. We had a great day spending time with our future Toros, making connections and memories to last a lifetime. We're so excited to share that our 2024 homecoming celebration will take place next week. This year's theme is A Marvelous Homecoming, a celebration of the superheroes and villains that make up the Marvel Universe. We hope that you will join us for our festivities this year. Our parade and community carnival will take place on Wednesday, October 16th, and our game will take place on Friday, October 18th. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Webster. Student Board Member Information and Report. Camelia Campos Gutierrez of Alternative Education and Angelica Cervantes Hernandez of Madera South High School. Trustee Campos Gutierrez, I invite you to share your report with the board.
All right, thank you. Good evening to you all. And I'll be starting my board report with my respective school. And as we are entering the month of October, Vermont has many projects lined up this month, starting with our mini activities plan. Our trip to Monterey Bay Aquarium last Friday, where students indulged in a tour of aquatic life with their respective chaperones. Students behaved accordingly, even earning the praise from the Monterey Aquarium staff, who was very impressed and how well we were organized and how well our students behaved. In late September, we had a college representative from Jessup University College give Furman students an in-depth view of college life from their curriculums, housing, financial aid, and even a very detailed section about the food at Jessup, which is arguably the most important. Hannah, the college representative there, made sure our students knew more than sufficient information, even providing a link for students to apply for free. One of our students did end up receiving a letter of attendance, and we were very proud of her. We plan to visit the college on the 25th for their Spirit Day. Some more events that Furman has lined up for this October include the Furman College and Career Fair on the 16th of October, which is my favorite event, where we have multiple booths from respective career paths. We have a book marathon running from the 8th of October to the 31st, where students could expand their horizons by reading while winning prizes. And lastly, for our seniors, we are making preparations for our spooky senior sunrise on October 31st, where we plan to have activities and breakfast. And the same day, the students of leadership had decided to put on a Halloween carnival for Furman students, where dressing up is mandatory. There are going to be games, music, snacks, and prizes for leadership and all students and staff. And leadership is hoping with these type of activities, this will help bring Furman students together and help them have more school spirit. So then moving on to Mount Vista, things are moving along quickly there, and they're finishing up their third term this Friday, and students are working hard to earn all of their credits before progress reports come out. They also held their second roaring this Thursday, and those who earned their board pass got to play Loteria and enjoy Pan Dulce, which sounds like an awesome prize. And over at Ripperton, they are encouraging positive student relationships within the classroom, regardless of outside affiliations, early on during the school year. Students are enjoying the newly implemented level token system that has been implemented at Ripperton that allows students to access store days and student ambassador opportunities. And that concludes my report. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Trustee Campos Gutierrez. And now I invite Trustee Cervantes Hernandez, I invite you to share your report with the board.
Good evening, President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, trustees, Superintendent Lyle, and distinguished guests. I hope everyone is doing well this evening. To begin my student board report, I will begin with As a student board member, I conducted a student survey to gather the students' concerns and suggestions regarding various aspects of school life. The responses have highlighted several key issues that
we believe needed to be addressed. Mr. Steinmetz and I met and discussed forms in which the issues could be addressed. One of the primary issues raised by students was the long breakfast lines during lunch. The extended wait times have caused frustration among many students, impacting their ability to get breakfast or to get to class on time. To combat this, Mr. Steinmetz has been in contact with the head of child nutrition and to possibly introduce getting breakfast carts in order to provide breakfast throughout various places at the school during break. Another significant concern brought to our attention was the behavior of security personnel. Students reported instances of rudeness from security staff, which is causing dissatisfaction amongst the student body. Mr. Steinmetz has spoken with the director of security and will be meeting with all safety officers in the following days to address the issue. Additionally, there has been a noticeable rise in conflicts and fights on campus. To tackle this issue, one form of combating this is by providing incentives like Big Kid Recess and providing the activities and the means in order to get that started, as well as introducing check-ins and check-outs for students. And also, we have introduced a new gang prevention liaison. But despite the conflicts and the concerns, there was also positive feedback from the student body. Many students appreciated Mr. Steinmetz's participation in the rallies. His involvement was well received and served as a highlight for many students. The survey has provided valuable insight into the concerns and positive experiences of students. We hope to effectively address the issues related to the breakfast line, security personnel behavior, and conflicts on campus. Thank you. This concludes my report.
Thank you, trustee Cervantes Hernandez. Item number 9, consent agenda. Mrs. Martinez.
Items listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine and are acted on by the Board of Trustees in one motion. There is no discussion of these items prior to the board vote unless a member of the board or staff requests specific items be considered and discussed separately and or removed from the consent agenda prior to the adoption of the agenda. It is understood that the administration recommends approval on all consent items. Each item on the consent agenda approved by the Board of Trustees shall be deemed to have been considered in full and adopted as recommended.
I now open the consent agenda for public comment. Mrs. Martinez.
If you wish to address the board on an item included in the consent agenda, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. President Salazar, we do not have any participants who wish to address the board at this time.
Thank you, Mrs. Martinez. See no one come forward, I close public comment. I now entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. State your name when making the motion and when you second the motion. Trustees.
Trustee Ahmad, go ahead.
Trustee Ahmad, make a motion to approve consent agenda as stated.
Do I have a second?
Trustee Dybert, I second the motion.
Thank you. It has been moved by trustee Ahmad and second by trustee Dybert to approve the consent agenda. Mrs. Martinez, please pull the board for the record.
Trustee Campos Gutierrez,
Yay.
trustee Cervantes Hernandez,
Aye.
trustee Ahmad,
Yes.
trustee Cortez,
Yes.
trustee Dybert,
Yes.
trustee Fleek,
Yes.
trustee Seibert,
Yes.
clerk Mendoza,
Yes.
President Salazar.
Yes.
President Salazar, I counted 9 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, 0 absent, and 2 of the votes are preferential.
Thank you, Mrs. Martinez. Superintendent Lau, do you have any administrative announcements?
I do have one, and it's a pretty unique one because we've only had, I think, 2 previous directors of our Personnel Commission, and tonight we bring forward our 3rd. I'd like to introduce a gentleman who comes to us from Coalinga Unified. He's climbed the classified ladder with a whole wide variety of roles, all the way up to becoming the HR director for 12 years. So that's a long time. And in that amount of time, I think you probably pretty much see it all. So I'd like to introduce to our trustees, someone who impressed our commissioners. I think we know our commissioners quite well, and they certainly know MUSD very well. And they selected for us Director Scott Yeager. And so Scott, if you would, you can come on up and the floor is yours if you'd like to introduce yourself to our trustees. Welcome aboard, sir.
Very much.
The button, just real quick. There you go.
Getting off to a great start here. I'd like to thank the board and the Personnel Commission for the wonderful opportunity that you've given me. I'm very excited to be here. A close friend of mine, who's also a local educator, recommended your district to me, and he said that you guys are good people doing good things for kids, and that appeals to me. So I'm happy to be here. Everybody I've met has been extremely helpful and welcoming. My family's really excited for me to be here. In fact, my 11-year-old granddaughter took her first crack at baking a cake, and she made this cake for the Happy New Job Grandpa party that they had for me. So thanks again. Very happy to be here. Looking forward to getting started. Thank you.
Congratulations. Welcome aboard, sir.
We will pause for a moment to allow attendees to exit the boardroom. Item number 10, information and reports, union time. At this time, I invite the presidents of the unions to address the board. Mr. Holder?
Board President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, board members, Superintendent Lyle. To be brief, over the past weekend, MUTA officers attended the CTA Region 2 Leadership Conference. And as usual, CT officers and surrounding local leaders were excited to hear MUTA's position on CT operations and California instructional concerns. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Holder. Superintendent time. Superintendent Lyle.
President Salazar, last time I had nothing. This time I do have a few, so please bear with me. We had our Excellence in Education Awards last week. Leonard Perez, Monroe Principal, was awarded Administrator of the Year. And Madera Unified had two other nominations in Brian Bennett, Head Custodian at Furman, and Jamie Dorado, a teacher at John Adams in the 5th grade. If you know Brian, you know he's a very student-centered man, and he sees opportunities to connect with and inspire students. He is a model head custodian who was rightly honored. Brian is just a fantastic colleague. For those of us who knew Jamie Dorado, we know that John Adams is incredibly lucky to have her. Not only do her students' outcomes stand up at the top of the district, we also know her balance of high expectations and high expectations and rigor, and it all comes with a lot of love. She's an exemplary honoree who has a long career ahead of her and thousands more lives to inspire. And finally, Leonard Perez has helped guide Monroe Elementary to one of the most successful schools in Madera Unified. But not only that, also among similar schools across California. Monroe's collective culture is about commitment, hard work, sky-high expectations, teamwork, and results, but always with love. And Mr. Perez was named Madera County Administrator of the Year. Congratulations to all three honorees. You make us very, very proud. I'd also like to comment on the 8th Annual Parent and Community Engagement Conference, which was held on Friday, the 27th of September. This was originally started by Director David Hernandez, but it's really been a passion project as well for Director Medina and the entire PC staff. All our service providers from around the community, inside and outside the district, the place seemed packed, but with about twice as many attendees as usual. To the trustees who attended and all of the generous vendors who provided prizes for our families, the entire conference was a massive success. I also attended the Torres High School Student Voice meeting on September 30th. Trustee Duque Martinez and Adams held a very organized meeting, and the students' voice concerns about not understanding the graduate profile concept, how advisory was used, the quality of social emotional lessons, and respect levels on campus. There were also a whole lot of compliments about the quality of instruction, hard work, and the hard work that teachers employ to engage quality relationships, and the overall campus culture. So our student trustees did a really wonderful job of eliciting student voice. I also want to comment on the classified student champion course, which was held yesterday at Madera South. The HR team did an outstanding job. Assistant Superintendent Aiello felt the quality of discussions and connections to the student champion document and our core values was the strongest he's witnessed so far. That's all because we had an entire team in HR and their partners in CSEA who all worked really hard together to lead this. Thanks to Trustee Fleek for representing commitment of our board and district to all of our new support staff. And then lastly, Madera High had a very successful Coyote Homecoming. We had the longest, most extensive parade in memory, maybe in history, and more student participation than ever. The whole night went really smoothly with royalty and a big win against Edison. Reggie King was an outstanding choice as Grand Marshal, and he even played the national anthem solo. Congratulations to the Coyotes on the event that brought the whole community together, and it is actually Stallion Homecoming Week this week too. So we're about to do it all over again. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Old business, item number 12A, administrative and supportive services. 12A1, award bid number 082924 for child nutrition production kitchen modernization project. Superintendent Lyle.
President Salazar, Kirk Mendoza, members of the board, we have Director of Facilities and Planning, Ms. Rosalind Cox, here to present this item. Hi, Rosalind.
Hi there. Good evening, President Salazar, members of the board, Superintendent Lyle. Just to give you a little background, so at the February 13th, 2024 meeting, the board approved to contract with Darden Architects to provide architectural and engineering services for the child nutrition production kitchen modernization project. Again, the scope of the project is to reconfigure the existing conference room at the child nutrition building into a production kitchen so that it can help increase the district's scratch and batch cooking. And we're also reconfiguring some office spaces in there as well. A bid was issued by the district on August 29th and September 5th. Bids were received on October 1st. We received 4 bids. All bids were reviewed, and it was determined that Marco Construction Group was the lowest responsive and responsible bidder with a bid of $2,606,660. Our estimate for the project was $2.5 million. And the funding for this project is from KIT funds. KIT stands for Kitchen Infrastructure and Training Funds that we receive from the state that we need to spend by June 30th of 2025. And so therefore we are asking the board to award bid number 082924, the Child Nutrition Production Kitchen Modernization Project to Marco Construction Group. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Cox and staff for presenting this item to us. And I open this item for public comment from Mrs. Martinez.
If you wish to address the board regarding this item, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. President Salazar, we do not have any participants who wish to address the board at this time.
Thank you, Mrs. Martinez. Seeing none come forward, I close public comment. Trustees, do you have any questions for staff? Trustee Campos Gutierrez?
No.
Trustee Cervantes Gutierrez?
No.
Trustee Ahmad?
No, thank you.
Trustee Cortez?
No.
Trustee Dybert?
So what's your timeline for the project to begin? and
So
to-
construction would begin next month, November, and we're looking at end of May. So 7 months construction time. Yeah, because we
So
need
it's already
to
right before they get spent. the
we
money
need to
gets
spend that
spent.
money
Okay.
before June 30th. That's correct.
How is this going to help in the improving the services to our students or the quality of the meals?
And I'm actually going to have Director Chirito, I think he is on Zoom, and he can definitely answer that question better than I can. Director, are you there? The question is, how is child nutrition going to benefit from this project? No se oye.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was muted. I couldn't unmute myself. So the basis of the production kitchen is to expand on scratch and small batch cooking. So as an example, we currently make for any site that can't cook their own fresh baked muffins for breakfast, we actually only have the capacity to do about 500 to 600 of those for our elementary sites. And with the capacity of the production facility, we will be able to make fresh baked muffins when they're on the menu each week for the entire district. So that's one example of where this kitchen in the production facility will be able to let us and give us the capacity to broaden the amount of scratch baked muffins we can do. It will give us the capability of making different types of protein, whether it's a shredded beef, a shredded pork, different types of sauces, beans, different things in bulk that we can't currently do now, and then use those to it's called a cook chill method, where we would cook it, bag it, chill it to the proper temperatures, ship it out that day or the next day so that it's ready to serve across the board to elementary kids and things like that, where the kitchens that we don't have those capacities to do that on site, we'll do it within that production facility.
Okay, I have one more question too. This is regarding the facility part. So I know we utilize staff for small meetings and things like that. Did staff use that as a break room where they will take breaks? Or where would employees that want to take a break, where would they go?
There is there's a break room outside of that conference room that they currently use and will continue to use.
That's correct.
Thank you. Any further questions, Trustee Cortez?
No.
Trustee Fleet, do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
Trustee Cyber, do you have any questions?
Yes. So where do you send out your bid proposals? How wide do you send that out?
So
The
we,
reason I'm asking is I had a citizen tell me that you guys do a lot of local proposal for bids. You don't do it, like nationwide or statewide. And his comment was, sometimes you can save a lot of money if you send it out in more broader area.
so we typically advertise in the Fresno Bee and also our trade journals. As far as this project's concerned, we did actually receive, we got, I want to say we had 9 general contractors attend our job walk, which was, we were happy to see that. So that was a really great turnout for us. And then, like I said, we received four bids.
So do you send them out statewide or is it just?
Can get on the journal. Mm-hmm.
They just got to know how to find that journal. Huh? Is that common? All contractors look at this journal? I don't know. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Clerk Mendoza, do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
I don't have no questions too, as well. I now entertain a motion and I second approve item 12A1. Please state your name when you make the motion and second the motion. Trustees,
Trustee Fleek, I'd like to move to award bid number 082924 for Child Nutrition Production Kitchen Modernization Project.
thank you. Do I have a second?
Trustee Ahmad, second.
Thank you. It has been moved by trustee Fleek and second by trustee Ahmad to approve items 12A1. Mrs. Martinez, please pull the board for the record.
Trustee Campos Gutierrez,
Aye.
trustee Cervantes Hernandez,
Aye.
trustee Ahmad,
Yes.
trustee Cortez,
Yes.
trustee Dybert,
Yes.
trustee Fleek,
Yes.
trustee Seibert,
Yes.
clerk Mendoza,
Yes.
President Salazar. President Salazar, I counted 9 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, and 0 absent. 2 of the votes are preferential.
Thank you, Mrs. Martinez. Item number 12A, Administrative and Supportive Services. Item number 12A2, Approved Construction Costs Increments 2 and 3 of the King Hussein School Project Agreement with Harris Construction Company Incorporated. Superintendent Lyle.
President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, look who it is again.
Good
Director
evening
Cox.
again. So just to give you a little background on this item, at the March 14th, 2023 meeting, the board approved the lease-back agreement, site lease agreement, and sublease agreement with Harris Construction. At the June 25th meeting, the board approved addendum number 1 and the construction cost for increment 1, which was the on-site and off-site improvements. Since that time, on September 17th, Harris Construction received bids from subcontractors for increment number 2, which is all the buildings, covers all the buildings, and increment number 3, which covers the infrastructure work, just the infrastructure work related to solar and the preschool modular building, which resulted in a construction cost in the amount of $100,073,825. By approving the cost for increment 2 and 3, Harris can continue with construction and begin this portion of work at the King Hussein site. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Cox and staff for presenting the item to us. I now open this item for public comment. Mrs. Martinez.
If you wish to address the board regarding this item, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. President Salazar, we do not have any participants who wish to address the board at this time.
Thank you, Mrs. Martinez. Seeing none come forward, I close public comment. Trustees, do you have any questions for staff? Trustee Campos Gutierrez?
No.
Trustee Cervantes Gutierrez?
No.
Trustee Ahmad?
No.
Trustee Cortez?
No.
Trustee Dybert?
No.
Trustee Fleek?
No.
Trustee Seibert?
Yes, so if it's 100 and a little over 100,000 and the other 22 million, 100 million. The other 22 million, is that the increment 1?
Increment 1 was a little over 22 million. That's correct.
Okay, so you add those 2 up, you get the 120.
122. That's correct.
All right, thank you.
Clerk Mendoza?
No, thank you.
And none for myself. Thank you. I now entertain a motion and second a motion to approve item number 12A2. Please state your name when you make the motion and second the motion. Trustees, do you have a motion to approve?
Clerk Mendoza, I move to approve 12A2.
Do you have a
Trustee
second?
Cortez, I second.
Thank you. It has been moved by by Clerk Mendoza, second by Trustee Cortez to approve item 12A2. Mrs. Martinez, please pull the board.
Trustee Campos Gutierrez,
Yes.
trustee Cervantes Hernandez,
Yes.
trustee Ahmad,
Yes.
trustee Cortez,
Yes.
trustee Dybert,
Yes.
trustee Fleek,
Yes.
trustee Seibert,
Yes.
clerk Mendoza,
Yes.
President Salazar.
Yes.
President Salazar, I counted 9 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, and 0 absent. 2 of the votes are preferential.
Thank you, Mrs. Martinez. And now we move on to item number 13, new business. Item number 13A is Administrative Supportive Services. Item number 13A, adopt resolution number 17-2024-25, authorization of issuance of the general obligation bonds election of 2018 series 2024 to in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed $50 million. Superintendent Lyle.
President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, we have Deputy Superintendent Schwartz here for this item, and obviously it's a pretty big, important one.
So good evening, President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, trustees. We'll give Rosalind a little bit of a break, so I'll come present this one this evening. It's pretty routine. I think we're used to seeing this. Seems like almost annually we're refunding to get a lower interest rate, or we're issuing part of our authorization. So this is no different. This item is asking for approval to adopt resolution number 172425, and that's to authorize the issuance of the last remaining bond authorization from Measure M, which voters approved in 2018. And that authorization, the last remaining authorization, is $50 million. All proceeds from the bond sale will be used to complete the construction of King Hussein School, which you just approved prior. The exact structure of the bonds is not 100% known at this time. This is a negotiated and determined by the market conditions on the day of the sale. We are looking at entering into the market next week. And so the duration of the bonds, the yields, the number of similar issues kind of determine that, as well as what the rates are at the current time. So there will be a couple of blanks on that attachment that's part of the resolution that will fill in as the bond sale progresses. So approval of this resolution allows staff to move forward with the bond pricing and the sale, and approves the documents necessary to complete the transaction. I think in our estimate, it's about a little over 4% true interest cost, all interest, the fees and everything, is what it's anticipated, 50 million.
Thank you. Thank you, Deputy Superintendent Schwartz. I now open this item for public comment. Mrs. Martinez.
If you wish to address the board regarding this item, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. President Salazar, we do not have any participants who wish to address the board at this time.
Thank you, Mrs. Martinez. Seeing no one come forward, I close public comment. Trustees, do I have any questions for staff? I start with Trustee Campos Gutierrez.
No.
Trustee Cervantes Gutierrez.
No.
Trustee Ahmad. He's not here. Trustee Cortez.
No.
Trustee Dybert.
No.
Thank you. Trustee Fleet.
No.
Trustee Seibert.
I got a couple. So if this 50 million bond money, what other bond money have we put towards this project?
So we have prior the $35 million sale that we sold about 3 years ago is going towards it. So that's the 35 plus this 50. We'll also use, I believe, Aurelis, we're going to use some of our building fund and wait for the state match. So we'll be applying for state match on this as well.
State match won't come in until about a year after school is completed.
Sometimes longer. Yep.
So how are we going to finance that gap?
With.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Aurelis is always on it.
Yes, she is.
All right. Thank you.
Clerk Mendoza, do you have any questions?
No, no questions.
I have
That's
no
it.
questions. Deputy Superintendent Schwartz. Thank you. And now I entertain a motion, a second, to approve the item 13A. Please state your name. When you make the motion, you second the motion.
Trustee Dybert, I move to, sorry, I passed the page. 17. Oh, I move to adopt resolution number 17-2024-25, authorization of issuance of the general obligation bonds election of 2018 series 2024 in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed $50 million.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Trustee Fleek, I'll second.
Thank you. It has been moved by trustee Diber and second by trustee Fleek to approve item 13A1. Mrs. Martinez, please pull the board.
Trustee Campos Gutierrez,
What? Aye. Sorry.
trustee Cervantes Hernandez,
Aye.
trustee Ahmad,
He's left.
absent, trustee Cortez,
Yes.
trustee Dibert,
Yes.
trustee Fleek,
Yes.
trustee Seibert,
Yes.
clerk Mendoza,
Yes.
president Salazar.
Yes.
President Salazar counted 8 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, 1 absent, and 2 of the votes are preferential.
Thank you, Mrs. Martinez. Now on to item 13B, fiscal services. Item number 13B1, review and discuss the proposed adjustments to the facility use fee schedule. Superintendent Lyle.
President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, we have here CFO Arelis Garcia for this item.
Good evening, President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, trustees, and Superintendent Lyle. Tonight, I'm bringing you an item that has not been in front of you probably in the last 15, 20 years. As part of being fiscally responsible, it's our duty to analyze the expenditures and the cost of the programs run by the district. So in collaboration with the facilities department, we'll look at the facility use fees that we've been charging for the last 3 years. And we have a proposal to increase the usage fees. The fees hasn't increased over 15 years. At least this district administration doesn't remember the last time that the fees has been increased. Every year, the expenses exceed revenues, and I'll show you the table in a later slide. MUSD fees are lower compared to other surrounding districts, and the administrative assistant of the facilities department make the research comparing our fees to other districts, and that you will see in the following slides. We have organizations that are related to Madera Unified that they don't pay facility fees. Sometimes they have to pay the custodial cost or the safety, but not facility fees. Price difference between profit and nonprofit, we have a difference in what we charge these organizations. And the revenue is not enough to pay the staff that we are having work on these events. And so it's not enough to cover the maintenance, just the maintenance of the facilities. So looking at the last 3 years, we look at how many applications we approved in the last 3 years. In 21-22, we have 219 applications. And from there, you can see the number of profit organizations, nonprofit, and organizations related to Madera Unified that don't pay fees. And you can see that's the majority. 22-23, 237, 23-24, 204. So our facilities are being used very heavily every year. So income and versus expenditures, 21-22, we received $50,945, but we spent $87,534 just to pay the staff that works on these events. Most of the events are on the weekends, so that means if we use custodians, safety officers, they are contracted employees that they are in a full contract, so that means any additional time that they work is overtime. And remember that we have a union, so we go by seniority, so those extra work is offered to the employees with more seniority, so that means they are higher in the salary schedule. So their overtime rate, of course, is a lot higher than a brand new custodian. 22-23, we received $47,020, but we spent $73,537. In 23-24, 66,938 received. We spent 116,819. As you can see, every year we are on a loss. So rental fees compared to other districts. So we look at Central Unified, Clovis Unified, Fresno Unified, and Visalia Unified School District. So the first column is our price or the usage fees. And the next ones are, of course, the other districts. So our price are very low compared to other districts. Like the elementary schools, if we look at the first row, we have $8 for nonprofit, $12 for profit per hour. And so some of the schools, they have it per day. And so, but when we divide that in like an hour, 8-hour day, you know, it's very comparable to what we do, but our price is always lower. And that is just the fee to use the facility. And so that it's including, you know, the just for the fees for using the facility, that doesn't include the staff. So I'm not gonna go through every row, but you have that as an attachment in your packet. So the next slide. So we have like the middle schools, high schools. Of course, the athletic fields are the ones that are used the most, or stadium now that we have, you know, tourists, and that we have to take care of those facilities if we want to maintain it in a good condition and looking, you know, in the best at all the time. We're also going to start working in the Madera Heights Stadium. You know, we're going to spend a lot of millions to make that a brand new facility. So we need to take care of them too. So here is the staff. So for custodial staff, we're charging $30.66. And they have, like Central Unified, they charge $25 for nonprofit and $35 for the weekend or for profit. So that it's more than what we're charging just like for both. So Clovis Unified, they are charging the overtime rate, $27 to $32.79. Fresno Unified, $42 to $48 plus additional fees for trash and pickup. And Visalia current hourly rate, $29 to $41. So we have a flat rate of $30.66 on just custodian. So you can see the other ones like safety officers, the same thing, we're charging $24. Central is not listed on safety, but Clovis, they charge $39 with 72 cents to $48 with 21 cents. So their rates are a lot higher than ours. So we are proposing to increase the fees, but we want to make it effective January 1st, so that way we have enough time to inform the community and the organizations that are the ones that using our facilities, so they have time to adjust and take into account the increase at the beginning of the calendar year. So our recommendation to increase is in the blue column, and so like for elementary classrooms, we are, the increase is only $2 from $8 to $10 for nonprofit and from $12 to $20 for profit. Remember that the profit organizations, they do events that they are making money on using our facilities. So we need to at least recover what we're paying to cover our staff. So, so that is for the custodial staff. We're proposing to increase them at least to cover the overtime rate that we're currently paying our staff. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. I also have Rosalind Cox, the Director of Facilities, and Deputy Superintendent that were involved in the process of analyzing and bringing this proposal to you.
Okay, I now open this for public comment. Mrs. Martinez. It's not in here, but we need it in here. Yes.
If you wish to address the board regarding this item, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez. We have somebody on the podium.
Premier Alvarez, Madera. Good evening, President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, and trustees, faculty and staff. I'm here on behalf of Madera Unified Football Club, and we are here to express our strong concerns regarding the proposed increase in fees for the use of district facilities. As a nonprofit organization, we're composed entirely of volunteer coaches and board members. We dedicate ourselves to providing a safe, inclusive, and competitive environment for our community's young soccer players. This proposed fee increase would have a substantial impact on our ability to serve these families, many of whom come from underserved communities within our district. Our annual budget is carefully structured to accommodate the current facility rates. Any increase in these fees for facilities use and mandatory security would disrupt our budget, potentially reducing the accessibility and affordability of our program. We aim to keep costs manageable for all our players, but especially for families who rely on affordable community sports programs like ours to give their children safe, structured activities outside of school hours. We also believe in fostering a sense of pride and accomplishment in our young athletes by giving them the opportunity to train and compete in well-maintained, attractive facilities. These facilities reflect the community support and commitment to youth sports, and they serve as welcoming environments for teams visiting from across the state. Our players take pride in representing Madera United on such well-structured fields, which help them build confidence, respect, and community spirit. Madera Unified SC plays a vital role in supporting students' engagement and well-being in our district. Increasing the facility fees will not only limit our resources, but may also force us to scale back our program offerings, resulting in fewer opportunities for students to engage in productive and positive extracurricular activities. This directly contrasts with district's mission to support student development and community engagement. We understand that financial pressure the district faces, as detailed in the proposal, but we respectfully urge the board to consider the valuable role nonprofit organizations like ours play in supporting the district students and families. For these reasons, we oppose the proposed fee increase and request that the board explore alternative funding solutions that do not compromise accessibility community programming for underserved families in our district. And with me today is our founder, Myra Alvarez, one of our DLCs, Jose Flores, which is also a staff from the district, and our president board, Jesus Rivera. Actually, Jose Rivera and Jesus was right? Okay. And just a little history, I know our fiscal year just for 2023, we're about $7,000 for the club. In this quarter alone, we're up to 11,000. So our fees have increased because of requesting additional securities or additional custodials or just several things that have impacted us already. I don't have the second numbers for the second quarter, but just to get some feedback from where we were last year, from 7,000 to this quarter alone being at 11,000 already. All this, obviously, when we come to the parents, any increase of $5, it's a huge, we have 3 or 4 kids playing in the program. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustees, do you have any questions for staff? Trustee Campos Gutierrez?
No.
Trustee Cervantes Gutierrez?
No.
Trustee Ahmad? Oh, he's absent. Trustee Cortez?
Yes, so I actually would like to see what nonprofits are we serving?
Sherry, are you in the Zoom meeting? Can you help me with that question?
Hi, I am. I don't have the whole list, but I can give you an example of the ones that come. Madera United Football Club is one of them. We have Girl Scouts, we have Madera Youth Soccer League, Madera Titans Youth Football.
Babe Ruth is one of them.
Yes, Madera Babe Ruth, Madera National Little League, Madera American Little League. And these groups, they do not pay a facility usage fee because all of the kids that participate are Madera Unified students. But they do, if they use the facility on the weekend, they do get charged for a custodian or our safety staff if required.
And also what for-profit organizations are using the facilities?
We don't have a whole lot of, if you look at the list that CFO Garcia provided, we have very few for-profit organizations that use our facilities. I can think of a couple. We have some adult leagues that use the facilities, and they typically are for-profit. But we have very few for-profit organizations.
And then we also were comparing the fees that we're charging versus other school districts, Central, Clovis, Fresno Unified, Visalia. Are these demographically similar to Madera Unified?
Yes.
So Clovis is similar to our school district?
Yes, we went with, typically when we do comparables, we usually use Central, Clovis. The reason that I used Visalia, I felt like Visalia was comparable in size. So I had to pick the districts that I thought were the most comparable. And some of those are in the process too of updating their fees.
Okay, well, maybe Visalia, but I don't, I mean, I wouldn't think that Clovis is demographically comparable to MUSD. See, I do have some other questions here. So actually, to me, this is more of it affects, or it has to do with one of our core values, which is equity before equality here. So that's I think that it has to do with one of our core values, and I understand the fiscal responsibility that we have to, we have to be responsible for, but at the same time we have other vendors that we contract with throughout the years for various different services, but we're not measuring that return on investment with them, right? So we do approve a lot of vendors that come across the dais, and we never really see a return on investment. So, and as far as the revenue, right, that's coming in and the cost, and I do see that there's a loss here. At the same time, I did hear there's a list of a variety of not-for-profit vendors, but not all non-for-profits are created equal, right? So we are a non-for-profit organization as MUSD, but we bring in, a lot of funds, right? Versus somebody like a soccer club may be operating on a shoestring budget. So something like, an increase would adversely affect the ability for them to be viable or continue to operate or serve our children. And so I think that we have to consider that in assessing whether or not we're going to increase their fees, because it is going to be directly affecting our kids. And unlike some of our vendors, these are community leaders that are coming in and donating their time and providing a very critical service to our kids. Like they mentioned, the gentleman mentioned earlier, these are kids that could be out. We are seeing a surge in gang activity, things of that nature. And so this is something that really helps kids, stay engaged in positive activities that are going to help deter them from taking a path such as that. But also, what is the message that we're sending to our community leaders if we're, increasing these fees to where it's not viable for them to continue these programs? And, what's going to happen with, with those kids that maybe are not going to be able to participate in these programs. So that's, I guess, the gist of what I wanted to share. And so, yeah, I would like more information, more clear information on who those nonprofit and profit organizations are. So I
We
would
can
actually,
provide a list to you.
yes, and I would actually, before we vote on this, I'd actually like to, table this.
This is only for review.
Okay, sorry.
It's not approval. So
Okay.
next, if the board, I will bring it to the next
Okay, see,
board
I thought I
meeting.
saw approval, so I see review now, yes.
So trustee Cortez, just as a point of clarification, we wanted to get the board's feedback on this because it's probably been since 2008 or so. Was it even older? Like 2005-ish? I mean, we're looking at about 20 years worth of the same fee structure. And so we recognize that we want to just at least bring it to your attention because at this point, we don't want anybody to think that we're engaged in a gift of public funds because we certainly are not. And we agree with what you said. We really think that the programs that serve our kids and the people that, volunteer their time, none of us want to see that go away. In fact, we all have family and friends and even our own kids involved. We agree. So we want to hear your comments about this because we don't know how much longer we can go before we're really upside down with our fee structure. We're at this point a little bit extraordinarily low, and we recognize that, but we need to bring that to your attention as the elected officials that set the vision for the district.
Trustee
Yes,
Diver,
thank
go
you.
ahead.
Yes.
You're next on the alphabet.
Thank you. And I also sort of agree with trustee Cortez, and I do think to
Be specific of what you agree with him on,
I'm
exactly
going,
for the record.
yes, I'm going on my points, yes. And I do want to thank all the nonprofits that really support our students because all the Madera kids are our students, are our kids. I do appreciate because you donate your time, you don't pay yourself. I know there's a fee that needs to be given, the parents have to pay, but I know that if we increase our fees, and I totally get it, I mean, it's just kind of like you're right here, whether you want to increase the fees, but at the same time support our students, it's going to be passed on to our parents. And just like we are trying to keep our kids engaged and also away from gangs, away from this device on the weekends or after school, I think we need to define and clarify or look at our nonprofit organizations. And I like Mrs. Giddens listed, some of them are football, Girl Scouts, Babe Ruth, Little League, or any other organizations. And then those are clearly directly impact our students' mental and health, physical health. We want our kids to be fitted. We want them to grow healthy. So I think we need to work that out. I know we have or consultants that we pay them for after school or other support that they provide to our students. So they use our facilities as well, and they get paid for it to come. So I would like for the district to research a little more and see how we can work together with our local organizations, our community organizations that are supporting us, not directly, but indirectly, and making our kids come to school with a better, physical health or mental health, and in turn help us our student achievement as well. So let's take into that consideration as well for our students. I also agree that demographically similar to Madera Unified, I'm not sure Clovis parents can afford to pay. Probably our parents, probably cannot afford to pay an increase. So we'll see less participation. So let's consider all that. I'm glad that this was also, I was also under the impression that it was for approval, but it's review and discuss. So I would like to give it a little more thought. I totally agree that we should increase the fee just to keep up, but maybe figure out a way that we can help our nonprofits as well and work with them. For profit, I totally support that they should pay because they're also charge fees or whatever. So that's my 2 cents. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Fleet.
Okay, I live by Madera High School tennis courts and I play tennis. But so they will be locking up all no? It won't be. Oh, it'll still be open? So people will be on their own honesty to. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
See, Seibert, don't lock the tennis courts, trustee Fleek said. They'll pay for the custodian.
Okay, so when we charge the use of a facility, do we just charge the time the team's there? Or do we charge from the time our staff starts work on it until it ends?
Usually they request how many hours they are gonna use the facilities, so we charge by those number of hours.
Yeah, because sometimes when they finish using the facility, it might take a janitor another hour or so to clean up. So I'm just,
Ms. Giddens, can you confirm that, please?
Yes, trustee Seibert is correct. So we typically, we have a minimum fee for custodians. It's a 6 hour if they use any inside facilities, which even if they're using a sports field, they always use the restroom. So typically, if they're only there for 4 hours, we still are charging them a minimum of the 6 hour fee for custodial. But if we have an all-day event, let's say it's a really large event, we sometimes will have the custodian stay during the entire event. And then, yes, we do have them stay an additional 2 hours after it's done to do the cleanup. So that's all really based on the event.
this is all figured in.
Yes.
Okay. Sports, we subsidize Babe Ruth and Little League.
Yes.
So how are we charging our after school or ELOP funds on that, are we?
Yes. And the meals too.
And the meals too.
Mhm.
Okay. But soccer, we don't because
we have not explored that yet.
That's one thing that I was gonna suggest when I get to me.
yeah, okay, and we do a lot of ELOPs, wintertime, summertime, sports with the kids.
Before or after school has to be.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, you guys ought to coordinate a little more with maybe the district. Maybe we can help each other out. You mean,
Why not?
we need you on the mic. We have to has to be recorded.
All of our fans in Zoom land want to be able to hear you.
Like I said, I'm the head coach for the Mantilla High School. This is my first year coming back to the Madera United. And the only reason we won the championship and the reason we are able to compete is because we have this club. It's a nonprofit again. And like I said, the one thing that scared me the most is when they said you want to propose to considering that bring it into January. And normally our season goes from June, July. We do from July until next July. So right now our budget is pretty much tight to what we already had. Even eventually the main lady that, Christina, that she's in charge of scheduling. He schedules with Cherry all the facilities and all that. She's the main lady. She's not here. Why? Because she's working. Like I say, everyone's time here is community service pretty much. I mean, for the kids. Thank you.
Excuse me, can you repeat that? Did you mention something about that these athletes were a reason why Torres did well in soccer? Is that what you said? Or?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. At the end of the day, the competitive level, considering with Fresno area, Clovis area, is we don't have these clubs. there is no way for the kids to master those movements, the style game. Now you have to. And then without this club, like I said, we wouldn't have this level that we have right now. So, but like I said, why? Because we have a club here in town.
My only comment that I'd like to make is if they're using our gymnasium and our stadiums, that's where my concern is. Because those things are expensive. When you're using our fields and stuff, you know, our elementary schools and maybe our middle school fields, you know, there's no big expense there. You know, got just normal grass. We don't have artificial turf and everything. So, I mean, we got to make sure. I don't even like other people using those facilities other than our high school kids. So, but the rest of those facilities that we have, our middle schools, our elementary schools.
They don't use the football fields.
Pardon?
Soccer's don't use the football fields. right?
No, yeah, no, but they
Yeah,
do.
They do,
Yeah.
they do.
On that game day.
But these are our students.
But have you used Taurus? No. Mhm.
So they can use MLK.
They use the middle schools or the grammar
TJ.
schools.
So just I just always want to protect our high school stadiums and those gymnastics because there's a lot of money in there. And replace that artificial turf is over $1 million now, and we do it about every 8 years. And sometimes it gets really abused. People come in on the weekends and they do some stupid things to our facilities. Yeah, that's all.
Clerk Mendoza?
Trustee Cyber, my question is just along the same lines you were talking about. But with all these organizations coming in and using the facilities, there's wear and tear, and who would be responsible for any kind of damage? What's that? The district? Okay. That's all I had.
Well, for myself, I think, like the trustees majority, I think we need to see how other funding we could use for them, the nonprofit. Because like they shared with us, those athletic teams, they help our kids stay out of trouble. They prepare them, like you said, for some of the athletic competitions when they're at regular school competes. So I think we need to look for other funding, see for some of the nonprofit, they could find a way for they could apply with the school district. You know, like we did with Babe Ruth and Mules, I know that's through ELOP, which those have some kind of regulations to them. But if there's ways for them to apply to be able to be maybe their fees waived because they're providing this type of service for the after school programs, like before school, some of these are mostly on the weekend or after school that they usually work out and get together. But I think we should pursue those different avenues before we start increasing. Now, the ones that are for profit, that's different. But those are things I think we should look for our community, for our students all around. You want to comment?
Good afternoon. My name is Jesus Rivera. I'm the president of Madera United. Also an educator for Madera Unified since 1995, working for you guys 29 years. I just want to let you guys know that as a Madera member, as you as trustees, you should be very proud that those schools are being used on the weekends. It's a community gathering. We have the families there. We have the kids participating in sports, you know, staying out of trouble. That's what we want. That's what you guys have been preaching all this time. We want to have these kids out of trouble. We have, as you know, we have very big problems with gangs in this town. And we want to have our kids away from that and into positive activities. This is exactly what we're doing. This is a nonprofit organization. Nobody gets a penny. Nobody earns a dollar from all the work and all the hours that we put into it. Our fee for our kids is the lowest in the valley. You can search that. Any other club in the valley charges more money to have the same activities that we are having here in our town. Just like my coach from Torres saying, Hey, this is the why Madera has that level of soccer level now that can compete with not just the schools around, but we can compete with schools that had academy schools. And that's because we are putting all that work into it. Saying that, it's very important for us to keep the kids involved. And for that matter, yes, we live in Madera. Madera is it's not a rich town. People don't make a lot of money. So when you have one kid and you have to pay $1,000 for that kid to play soccer one season, just imagine they make a very big sacrifice to have that kid playing. But we don't have families here that have one kid. We have families here that have 4 or 5 kids and all want to play. So it's very, very difficult. So what you guys say, trying to increase just the fees for $10, it doesn't look like a big deal, but tell that to those parents that are already struggling, trying to pay all those fees for all those kids to have fun. It's very, very difficult. We're trying to do our best for our community. We love our community. We pour our work into the community, and you guys are a big part of this, big part of it, because you can either help us out or you guys are gonna, make our job more difficult. We are not gonna stop. Whatever your decision is, we are not gonna stop. We're gonna keep going because that's the right thing to do. However, with your help, you guys are gonna make our job a lot easier. You're gonna have more kids involved, staying out of trouble and doing positive activities. And that's also gonna reflect not just in the club. It's gonna reflect on our Madera Unified School District. It's gonna reflect on our school. It's gonna reflect on our city.
Okay,
That's what we want.
Thank you. We
Thank
had to stop it at one point. Thank you very much. We already had the part for the public comment, but thank you for sharing the passion and everything. I understand. I got grandsons and everything that have been in soccer, and I've been out there in those activities and the passion and dedication they give. So the school district is going to see how we can work this out to make it so like Trustee Cortez says, Madera's not in the demographics. I disagree. I compare to Clovis, maybe Fresno, but not Clovis. So those fees, it is, if most of our parents have 2 or 3 students that attend some of these different athletic groups. And so when you go out there and with your child and these different athletic groups, yeah, it's a community. And it brings the community together on the weekend after school. And it makes those parents and those children proud to be out there. And like the way the gentleman said, it also prepares them for when they're, competing in our schools or different school sites from elementary all the way through high school. But again, trustees, I think we're gonna review this correctly and more in detail, and with CFO, see how we can approach this differently for funding or see what we can do. But thank you very much.
President Salazar, I wanted to also maybe make a suggestion regarding possibly exploring the possibility of a sliding scale for the nonprofits, maybe.
That's put the funding, every kind of different angles of what we
Right, I
can do a
understand.
sliding
So
school.
yeah, if we can explore that, that would be something that maybe might be viable, right? So something along the lines of what some of our FQHCs do in the city, like Camarena has a sliding scale for their patients when they're socially economically challenged. They charge them accordingly. So
Well, Camarena gets grants,
Correct.
huge grants, so it's a big difference, but we'll approach that, but that's a good suggestion.
President Salazar, I just want to reiterate that if we can be provided before the next board meeting, before it comes for approval with the list of which organizations are related to MUSD, maybe a list of all those organizations, profit and nonprofit, so we can make an informed decision on that.
Well, to me personally, it doesn't matter who pays for it. It's what these groups that are nonprofit, that our children are using, those are the ones we really need to work with.
Correct.
Other ones at profit, the fees are going to be what the fees are going to be.
Yeah, the ad profit, I guess it doesn't matter, but if I know they have a spreadsheet that they can probably provide that. That will be good if you can expand a little more on who they are. Thank you.
Do we separate local nonprofits out of the district nonprofit?
I
You
think
can certainly try. Yeah, we can certainly try. There, we can dive in as deep as we need to go, and we'll try to get some information to you by Friday.
I mean, this whole thing, we're not talking about a lot of money here. You know, the district, all the money we go through. So, I mean, it's not a, you know, not a huge deal to us. So we want the participation, we want our kids being active. in the
We agree.
community.
Yeah, we voiced that, and I think staff understands that. Thank you. Moving on to human resources, item number 13C1, approved declaration of need for, what is it? Something qualified educators for the 24-25 school year. Superintendent Lyle.
President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, we have Assistant Superintendent Ayala here for this item.
Well, good evening, President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, Trustee Superintendent Lyle. This is a routine item we bring every year to our board. We search to find fully qualified, highly qualified teachers every year. However, due to a teacher shortage in California, that is not always possible. So we are required to submit a declaration of need of the positions we need emergency waivers for throughout the district, and it is good for an entire year. This year, we've applied for CLAD waivers for the cross-cultural academic language development, our bilingual authorization, a teacher librarian so far, and our administrative waivers, which we have brought to you in the past. So at this point, I can address any questions, and the CTC requires this to be a new business item that the public has an opportunity to comment on.
Thank you, Assistant Superintendent Lyle, for the presentation. And I open this item for public comment. Mrs. Martinez?
If you wish to address the board regarding this item, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. President Salazar, we do not have any participants who wish to address the board at this time.
Thank you, Mrs. Martinez. Seeing none come forward, I close public comment. Trustee, do you have any questions for staff? Trustee Campos Gutierrez?
No.
Trustee Cervantes Gutierrez?
No.
Trustee Amat's absent. Trustee Cortez?
No.
Trustee Dybert?
No.
Trustee Fleek?
None, thank you.
Trustee Seibert?
No.
Clerk Mendoza?
No.
And myself, no. I now entertain a motion, a second motion to approve item 13C1. Please state your name when making the motion and seconding the motion.
Trustee Cortez, and I move to approve item 13C1 as stated.
Do I have a second?
Trustee Diver, I second the
Thank
motion.
you. It has been moved by Trustee Cortez and second by Trustee Dybert to approve item 13C1. Ms. Martinez, please pull the board.
Trustee Campos Gutierrez?
Yes.
Trustee Cervantes Hernandez?
Yes.
Trustee Ahmad is absent. Trustee Cortez?
Yes.
Trustee Dybert?
Yes.
Trustee Fleek?
Yes.
Trustee Seibert?
Yes.
Clerk Mendoza?
Yes.
President Salazar? President Salazar, I counted, what was it? Excuse me. I counted 8 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, and 1 absent. 2 of the votes are preferential.
Thank you. Item number 13C2, adoption of 24-25 initial proposals of the Madera Unified School District to the Madera Unified Teachers Association, MUTA, for initial contract negotiations. Superintendent Lyle.
President Salazar, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, we have Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources, Aiello, here for this item for the board, and it's obviously a very important one to us.
Yeah, very much so. I thank you for having me again. Tonight, you have before you the initial proposals from MUTA and from Madera Unified. We have agreed per our previous negotiations that we will open Article 10, teaching hours and extracurricular duties, Article 21, salary and fringe benefits, and addendums B through F, which are all of our salary and stipend schedules. So those items are the recommendations, and we would need the board to adopt those proposals in order for the district to begin negotiations with MUTA.
Thank you, Superintendent Ayala, for the presentation. Now open this for public comment. Mrs. Martinez.
If you wish to address the board regarding this item, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they appear at the podium or on your screen. President Salazar, we do not have any participants who wish to address the board at this time.
Thank you, Mrs. Martinez. Seeing none come forward, I close public comment. Trustees, do you have any questions for staff? Trustee Campos Gutierrez,
No, thank you.
trustees Cervantes Gutierrez,
No.
Mr. Mats Opposite, trustee Cortez,
No.
trustee Dybert,
No.
trustee Fleek,
None, thank you.
trustee Seibert,
No.
Clerk Mendoza,
No.
President Salazar, none for myself. I now entertain a motion. I second a motion to approve item 13C2. Please state your name when you make a motion and second the motion.
Trustee Fleek, I move to adopt, I move
To
for
approve.
the adoption of 2024-2025 initial proposals of Madera Unified School District to the Madera Unified Teachers Association, MUTA, for initial contract negotiations.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Trustees?
Trustee Cortez, I second.
Thank you. It has been moved by trustee Fleek and second by trustee Cortez to approve item 13C2. Mrs. Martinez, please pull the board.
Trustee Campos Gutierrez,
Yes.
trustee Cervantes Hernandez,
Yes.
trustee Ahmad is absent, trustee Cortez, trustee Dybert,
Yes.
trustee Fleek,
Yes.
trustee Seibert,
Yes.
Clerk Mendoza,
Yes.
President Salazar. President Salazar, I counted 8 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, and 1 absent. 2 of the votes are preferential.
Thank you. Item number 14, announcements. Superintendent Lau, do you have any announcements for the board?
I do have 3. The Madera South Homecoming Parade and game will take place on Friday. The parade will be held at Madera South on campus beginning at 9 a.m. If you'd like to participate in the parade, please inform our office and we'll set it up. We'll hold the groundbreaking ceremony for our next new school, the King Hussein School, next Tuesday, October 15th. The ceremony begins at 9:30 a.m. on site. Wear shoes that can get dusty. A parent advisory committee, our first of the year, is scheduled for tomorrow evening. The meeting will begin at 6 p.m. and will be held at the Price's Training Room. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Item number 15A, miscellaneous board member committee and information reports. Trustees, is an opportunity for you to provide the board with a brief update or report of the committee meetings or events you have attended. I start with trustee Dybert.
I didn't attend that many events on my apologies. I attended the Excellence in Education Awards and I just have to say I totally support those type of events and especially when they highlight our staff. So it was a very nice evening and lots of good stories, good outcomes. That's all I attended. Thank you.
Trustee Cortez.
Nothing to report. I will yield my time to trustee Fleek.
Okay, trustee Fleek.
In September, our very own Principal Leonard Perez from Monroe was honored as the Administrator of the Year at the Madera County Superintendent of Schools Excellence in Education Award ceremony. The 8th Annual Parent and Community Engagement Conference was well attended at Torres High School, and our football games are continuing at all 3 high schools. Our fellow student board members are holding student voice meetings at their schools, and that's greatly appreciated. MUSD continues to support the rescue mission in their providing helpful services to our men, women, and children in our Madera community. MHS had their homecoming last Friday. Reggie King, a retired MUSD employee, was the Grand Marshal, and he truly deserved the award and was very honored. And it was neat because we also won the game. That doesn't always happen. Yesterday was the student champion course training for new classified employees. And it really showed that we care a lot about our students. Thank you.
Trustee Seibert? Clerk Mendoza?
Yeah, I attended a few, the Excellence in Education Awards, Madera Rescue Mission Banquet, and Madera Ame Hispanic Heritage. I attended those three. That's it.
Thank you. I also attended that Excellence in Education, and thank you to Mr. Perez. And also for our Mr. Brian Bennett and our teacher from also from John Adams. I attended also the conference, it was virtual, of CalSAT meeting from Sacramento. Various bills they went through and budget, mostly budget cleanup. Some education policies are going to change in 2025. The 8th Annual Parent Community Resource Engagement Conference. Over 500 parents or guests attended. Congratulations to all the parents awarded for their dedication to their different school sites. The Old Timers Parade, you know, we had the different cheer, the band, the football players out there. Some of the cheerleaders performed at the stage. And we also had our mariachi group that performed at the stage, which they're improving and their confidence shows in their music, and it was great to see them out there. And thank you again to the Madera Rescue Mission for that agency that gives so much to the community, trying to help our unhoused and get them back on their feet. And Madera High, the homecoming parade, the kids were all excited with their different booths and everything. I mean, their different floats, they look pretty, and all the dedication they put into it. And I attended also the AME dinner dance, and AME gives back a lot in scholarships in our community. This poster you have in front of you for Hispanic Heritage Month, they make that happen. But I thank you for giving to our community from AME, which is some of the American Mexican educators. As far as that's concerned, that's it.
President Salazar, Trustee Cervantes Hernandez would like to make a comment.
Okay.
I would just like to thank two of my teachers just because I wasn't given the opportunity to do so in my first board meeting. I would like to thank my public safety teacher, Mr. Hernandez, and my AP government teacher, Mr. Mucius, for their continued support in my role. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Advanced planning, the next board meeting is to be scheduled for October 22nd here in the Madera Unified School District room. Also, the trustees are beginning to start the superintendent evaluation, so we're working on that behind the scenes. Trustees, do you have any items you would like staff to present at future board meetings? Trustee Dybert?
It's not an agenda item, but maybe Superintendent Lyle can provide us with an update at the next newsletter. The Memorial Stadium, when the work is going to start. Because I see that students are,
Facilities will bring an update. When facilities meet, they'll bring an update.
okay,
Facilities Committee, when they meet next, and there'll be that update.
when would
from
that be?
Sandit.
When would that be?
Sandit does have facilities meetings, and he'll arrange those, and then he'll bring an update.
Is that facilities update going to be in the next month, or is it, okay? Okay, that would be good. And then another request, the governing calendar that we worked on, I was wondering when we were going to receive the final version.
I had given it to you to put some notes on it. I never got it back. So Elizabeth has it now, and the last time we met in the agenda, we're gonna send it out, so you should have it at your counter next time the meeting comes forward.
Okay,
By the 22nd.
okay, thank you.
Trustee Cortez?
No, nothing other than the board calendar. I was also going to inquire about that, but
Okay, same answer. We're working on it. We're waiting for some feedback, and it was delayed. But we have it. It just needs to be printed up and given to you guys. Trustee Ahmad's absent. Trustee Fleek?
Nothing, thank you.
Trustee Seibert?
Yes, I have a few items here. Our after-school programs, I'd like to get a report updated on the accountability of what's going on in our after-school programs. Sometimes we don't look at it and things kind of slip by the wayside and think that we want to get done. So I'd like to report on actually what they're doing.
You want a report of
And
what the
what the board members, what their priorities are, with the after-school programs.
So you want a report of what the duties is of that vendor for the
Yeah,
after-school program?
after-school program at each school, you got the fellows, but the accountability on the work that the fellows are doing. And what are we getting for our money,
Accountability,
coordinating with the teachers.
let me just ask, accountability, do you mean like, what they teach the kids, what activities they do with the kids? That's what you mean like that?
Yeah,
What-
are they coordinating with the teachers at the school site? Are the kids getting their homework done? Are they getting tutored?
And then what else were you asking?
Okay, and a parent complained about the dress code. It went by the high school. And I guess some girls were wearing short shorts and midriff showing, and he was all upset, on dress code. So I think we need to maybe go over our district dress code and see how is it being implemented? And then I want an update on the facilities priorities and the fundings that are going to be available since we're doing this new King Hussein K-8.
You're part of that
It's a
committee.
lot of money. We're going to be on that committee, but the board needs to.
So when
have
the
that
committee,
report.
when the committee meets, he should bring a report to
That's-
update the committee.
Things are a
I
lot
mean,
more
update the
expensive
trustees.
now.
Huh?
Things are a lot more expensive now, so we probably won't be able to do as many things that we're planning to do. So we need to get it updated on that. That's all I
So
have.
update and the cost of the programs, of the projects that are going on right now. Anything else? Clerk Mendoza?
No, thank you. Nothing right now.
Okay. Nothing for myself. Okay, so it is 8:41. It is 8:41 and I adjourn this meeting. Thank you for attending the board meeting.